Hello, my name is Jessie Wohlers. I looked up the state of Virginia's misconduct for counselors and different disciplines against them. I was unable to find it in my state, in Montana. So, some commonalities that I found in Virginia were lack of competency, diligency, safekeeping of property, breaching confidentiality, misconduct, and failure to communicate services appropriately. So my personal reaction to this, I'm really surprised because of the resources that we do have available. For example, the ACA Code of Ethics, state laws that are enforced and established for the protection of counselors and clients. I also think because counselors rely heavily on self-monitoring their competencies, that it can, cause, a breach in their own professionality if they're unable to go out in the field and really consult with others in their practice. So one specific case that Virginia had, and it was, this year in 2020, he misled his scope of representation, diligence, lack of communication, and there is also misconduct. So the ACA Code of Ethics has a lot of different standards that, state specifically how to handle these specific things. For example, Code A6B says extending counseling boundaries. Counselors consider the risks and benefits of extending current counseling relationships. So in a case of misconduct where you're having a dual relationship with a client or somebody that a client knows, that's not appropriate. And also, especially if those relationships lead to, sexual encounters and having, a romantic relationship, as stated in Code A5A. So also, Code C2A, boundaries of competence, states that counselors only practice within the boundaries of their competence based on their education, training, supervised experience, state and national professional credentials, and appropriate professional services. And also, so it's the counselor's job to communicate to the client, the type of services they provide, what confidentiality means. So Code D2B states that counselors use clear and understandable language to inform all parties involved about the purposes of the services, potential risks, costs, and that sort of thing, along with confidentiality. Also, so Virginia state laws were in congruence with the ACA Code of Ethics, about, what type of relationship the counseling relationship is, what is inappropriate and considered misconduct, and having dual relationships with clients or even romantic relationships. The Virginia law also states that, a counselor only practices within their competence and communicates their competence as what it is. So, reading about impairment, so the ACA Code of Ethics, C2G, states impaired counselors must monitor themselves for signs of impairment of their own physical, mental, or emotional problems and refrain from providing professional services when they are impaired. So I think this is a really crucial thing for counselors to really tune into themselves, to self-reflect, to, check in with how they're doing with their own mental health, especially if you're experiencing loss of a loved one and that kind of trauma that can impact your services. So a question that I have regarding this is what is the best approach? When you are going through your own personal conflict, and you have a caseload of, say 20 people a week, how long do you take? And, what do you do to assure that their needs are also met? Thank you.